Hey y'all, I'm Scrub, and welcome back to Going Medieval. In the last part, we dealt with some saucy bards in the most noblest of ways possible by just paying them to go away. We also started expanding the wall of the keep on the backside, and today we're probably going to focus on trying to build that up. We also got a visit from a friendly merchant, which was nice. She had some pretty decent stuff, and we're trying to build a portcullis. Unfortunately, we are literally one skill level away from being able to build that, so that's why we're probably going to start today by trying to expand this wall out here and seeing exactly what we want to build, because we also have one more chamber to build, and then the Great Hall can be completely emptied. And to start that, we do need to consider where we're going to put our chapel and our temple. I do kind of want to make these a little bit even, so I think we need to leave this wall here. And let's see. Yeah, this one is 5, this one's 4, so if we go here, that'll be 5 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So we'll expand those out a little bit and probably go ahead, get the doorways set up as well, like so. Go ahead and get some wooden floors underway. And here we go. We finally have our gold ingots, so we can go ahead and get ritual circle set up. Guess we'll do it against this wall. That'll be all right. Get the lectern in there, and we can probably go ahead and justify setting up an extra shrine in each of these. There we go. That should get us pretty well set up. I guess the follow-up question is, what do we do with all this extra space next to the library? Suppose we can just expand the library itself. I feel like that's pretty massive for a library, though. We might need to come up with something a little bit better to do with that space. I guess what we could do, we could turn this into our infirmary. That wouldn't be awful. I think we have the research for that, or we can at least get it, yeah. Infirmary bed. Let's go ahead and unlock that. And follow up to last time, it is still pretty warm outside. I do have everyone set up for switching over to winter clothes. However, yeah, we do still have that bug where everyone's stuck on their summer clothes, even though they're being told not to because they should be on auto equip. We can leave that as is for now. I'll probably need to drop those in a couple days. For now, it's fine, so I'm not too worried about it. Raquel and Simon being friends. Everyone's back to their friendship. Hooray. And I think another little thing I want to do, I'm going to actually relocate these to make a little bit better space. Yeah, let's do that there. You can be right next to it. And it looks like we're still running pretty low on wood. Yeah, we're down 69. Nice. We can do a little bit better than that, though. It looks like we still have quite a few of those jobs set up from last time as well. So I think we just need time to go get the stuff. Okay, looks like the merchant also left. Bye, thanks for visiting. I completely missed that. I was also thinking it's about time that we got the Great Hall built properly. So we'll need to move all these extra beds out of here. I'll probably just move them over to the infirmary until we get our actual infirmary up and running. And yeah, speaking of, how do we want to set that up? Because we need to connect these to this, make it all interior. Set up a nice little wooden door for that hallway. Should be a-okay. Probably go ahead and start deconstructing some of this stuff on the inside to go ahead and make room. And just to get a little bit ahead on some extra work we're gonna need eventually, I'm gonna go ahead and clear these little dirt piles up top of this little hill that's not doing much for us. That'll give us a decent little bit of dirt on the stockpile. We'll probably end up terraforming this eventually and completely destroying it so we can build a big giant mine, because it looks like there might be some decent stuff underneath it, but that should keep us plenty busy for a while. And hopefully with all this building, we'll eventually get one of our guys up to 25. I think it is Dwight. Yeah, he's at 24, so hopefully Dwight will be working on that, and then once he hits 25, he'll build the actual portcullis itself. Probably go ahead and get some wicker doors on that. Go ahead and get a roof over the top of the thing, and we'll get a wooden beam under here just in case. Slight problem. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Okay, we did destroy a bed there. I'm sure it'll be okay. That's why we have the extra ones still. And we'll get a nice little wicker door right there, and then we will be good there. Go ahead and get this set up to be the infirmary. Get another door right there. We will need to figure out who was actually sleeping here. I'm sure that'll be fine. Probably go ahead and get the floor re-queued up for this, as well as the wall. A little bit inconvenient, but they'll get it fixed in the morning. It's fine. Okay, looks like that was Dwight's place, so we'll need to make sure that we give him that when we get that back up and running. Go ahead and queue up a couple more chop jobs for the morning, because we're gonna need a lot more wood for this. Do one giant beam across the library like so should hopefully take care of the rest of that. Get another bed back in there now that this is put back together. Also, follow-up, did that destroy any roof by chance? Nope, looks like the roof's okay. Good. Fortunately, we have plenty of sticks, so all the wicker flooring should be okay to put back up pretty quickly. And it's looking like that'll probably take the rest of the day, so I don't think we're gonna be getting the Great Hall finished for, or at least started for another day or two. I also don't know what we want to do for the second floor of that. I have a couple ideas, but we'll see what happens. It might also just stay empty for a while. We'll definitely want to use it as a way to get between the workshop and the little bit of an armory we have going over here. So I would like our guys to be able to get across on the second floor fairly quickly instead of having to go down and around. I was thinking maybe some more chambers, but I was also possibly considering making that our prison, which I was thinking about keeping underground at first, but we will probably end up needing that space for food and the like, so I don't know how feasible that is. Speaking of, how's this cellar looking now that we finished that up? Looks like it almost got filled up immediately, and we have plenty of floor space for anything that we need for that, so that's good. Okay, and some of the shelves in between are also starting to get emptied out, so it does look like we're going to be fine for a while. Settler's exhausted. Scott, sorry about that. I think you were up pretty late working. That's fine. You can get some rest tonight. Beggar arrives. This is a new one, I think. A dusty vagrant shambled into Windridge and is pleading for charity. Okay, where are you at? Scrublorde Shackleford, the great descendant of Rusty Shackleford. You're a churl and you're somnolent, a non-partisan savage healer. Any chance we can recruit you to the settlement? Are you even good at anything? You'd be a decent medic, garbage at speechcraft, and really bad at intellectual. We'll see what he wants once he actually gets over here. I think we gotta go talk to him. I think this is how you can get some new points of interest. So maybe he could give us one of the puzzle ones. We'll let him show up before we make a decision. Okay, looks like we have some harvest coming in. I'm thinking at this point we might want to get ready to do our final harvests and then set them to don't sow. It looks like... Okay, a lot of this cabbage is right. We're waiting for flowering. Scrublorde, where are you going to set up shop at? Looks like you're just going to hang out inside. Good for you. Going to the kitchen. I guess you are literally here to try and get food. Okay, looks like he's just kind of wandering around the entire settlement. All our consignment friends, hooray. Yeah, Eustace, go talk to him while he's nearby. Can you spare some sustenance for a poor soul in need? I sure can. We have so much food. I could give him some hay. Let's not do that. Okay, and we do have a bunch of options, so we could even armor him up if we wanted to. I think we're good on that. Okay, interesting. So he is requesting a specific amount. Have some lavish meals and have some smoked meat as well. Why not? So he's happy about that. So now if we try to talk to him again, cannot negotiate with leaving NPC. Okay, so I guess he's just gonna bounce. All right, well, thanks for nothing, you dick. We did give him a little bit extra. I'm not sure if you're supposed to go, like, super extra to get something out of him. Who knows? Maybe he'll spread the word that we're an awesome settlement and we'll get a bunch of people that actually want to stay. I mean, you suck, but I would have let you stay, dude. I can always use a backup crafter. I'm gonna have Dwight prioritize this bed to make sure that gets done tonight and to make sure that he has a decent place to sleep. That should also give him more XP. He looks like he's a little bit a ways from construction. Okay, he's almost up to halfway, so just need you to grind that out a little bit faster, buddy. I'd like to get this portcullis up before the next siege, if at all possible. The bear group left. Oh no, bye bears. I don't think we had anyone that could tame you anyway, so that's fine. There we go. We're getting the church and the temple just finished up. Excellent. And there we go. Chamber is finished up, so Dwight, good news. You have a place to sleep again. And there's the temple. So there we go. These are both a little bit nicer, and we actually have the event stuff set up, so that's good. Okay, wood up to 224 after getting all the building done, so that's pretty decent. We can probably go ahead and start making the infirmary itself. So how many beds? Yeah, we can get 3 in here. That's perfect. And we also need, yeah, medicine shelves. At least 2 of them. And medicine shelves on the wall, so that should hopefully give us our infirmary, which will be good. Dwight is still working on his construction, but looks like the infirmary is just about finished up. So I think we're good to pull the trigger on trying to expand the Great Hall as well. Or do we want to get those chambers finished first? Yeah, I think we'll actually just leave this for now because I might want to turn that into something else. Ooh, actually, this could be a decent spot for the prison right above the temple and the chapel, so these heathens can think about what they've done. You know what? Let's do that. So let's go ahead and get the roof torn down like so. We're gonna have some weird overlapping roof issues, but screw it, it's fine. If we just turn off the roof like this, and we don't have to worry about it. Hooray. Suppose I could also make it a flat top, but not exactly what I was thinking I'd want to do. Although while we're doing that, we should probably get the wooden beams in place and follow up. Do we want a ladder or staircase? I think staircase looks a little bit nicer, so we'll probably do that. In fact, go ahead and destroy those, and then we'll probably put the staircase right in this corner. I think it'll fit just. I was thinking about expanding this a little bit more. Yeah, you know what? Let's relocate this, relocate the troughs over to this area. But if we're gonna do that, we probably need to hold off on the beams. Oh, but those might not be, yeah, it might be too wide for the beams if we do that. I was having problems. I'll double check it. Maybe it was the wrong spot. This room is too wide for beams. Yeah, that's too wide. You know what? It's fine. Yeah, we'll put the beams there. We'll just do a staircase at the back. I think we'll be fine. So go ahead and cancel those. Deconstruct that. We'll relocate the water barrel over to the door. We'll relocate this brazier over to this wall for now. And then the staircase can be right here at the back, and it'll go right up to the beam. That'll be perfect. And a little more mass deforestation, because who doesn't love that? There we go. Get those out of the way, and then we get that. Go ahead and get the wicker flooring set up all over here, and the exterior walls as well. There we go. That should be pretty good. Probably go ahead and get a third trough as well. Feel like we're gonna need it. And I think we can also go ahead and relocate the practice dummies to the backyard. Keep all that stuff consolidated. I'm pretty sure, yep, I never set this back up. It's fine. Let's go ahead and make a third one. Why not? Make sure we have plenty of places for people to practice their craft once they have nothing better to do. And make sure that we turn these ones on immediately afterwards. There we go. And then probably don't set up too much else. I do want to get them to try and get this roof sorted by the end of the night. Yeah, it's starting to get pretty cold out at night. Yeah, I think in the morning, I'll swap everyone over to their winter gear. I'll force drop all the summer stuff after they wake up. And the game's pretty excited about a couple pheasants showing up. I don't think we're going to do anything with you, but it's nice that you're here. Although, okay, I was going to say carcass check, but nothing there, sadly. Also, I feel like they may not finish the roof over where Scrublorde's sleeping, so whoops. I'm sure that'll be fine. Yeah, he'll pass out on the floor. You'll be fine in the morning, buddy. Don't worry, we're gonna get you a nice room. Also, probably go ahead and bump all these up to medium intensity at this point, because it is starting to get pretty cold out. And I think at this point, probably just go ahead and set everything to don't sow. There we go. So we'll get one more good harvest out of each of the fields, and then we should be good. Hey, you know what? He woke up in a decent mood, so we'll take that as a win. Okay, interesting little problem. I don't know what's causing this. It will not let me put wicker flooring right there. It should be close enough to... Okay, never mind. It was a visual glitch. Okay. Well, if you run into that, just go down a couple floors and go back up, and hopefully it fixes itself. But there we go. We've got the top floor finished up, so go ahead and go... How are we looking on material? I think we'll go for... How are we doing on fodder, actually? We're doing okay on hay now. I think we can go ahead and go for one of those roofs again. But more importantly than that, we can link up the hallways now. Hooray. And we're gonna need a doorway right here. I think will be all right. Right here as well. We'll need to move this weapon rack. We can probably actually move all the weapon racks over to this side, opposite of the armor racks for now. And there should be enough space for 2 decently sized rooms. Oh, perfect. 4 and 4 on each. Grab that. Go ahead and go wicker door right there and right there. Perfect. And there we go. 2 more chambers. So we'll have one for Scrublorde, and then we'll have the last one for whoever shows up next. And hopefully that'll be enough stuff to do to get Dwight up to level 25. Oh, there we go. He's up to 25. Hooray. Okay, Dwight, I don't care about that anymore. You prioritize the port calls right away. Scrublorde can work on building stuff, which he's already up to level 8 or 9, I believe. So honestly, he'll be okay. I was a little bit sketched out by him at first, but I think he'll be all right. And the other thing I hadn't really considered is, since he isn't really particularly skilled at anything, depending on the availability, which I'm not sure if you have to have a growth in it or not, he might make for a decent specialty role once we start assigning those. I don't believe that impacts crafting, so he might still be good at that. Okay, good. I was about to say we do also probably want to set up some new traps once the port calls is done, and it looks like Laurentia is working on mechanical components, so hopefully by the time we're done with this, we'll actually have, what are we low on? You should have enough of those resources. Okay, it's saying, oh, we don't have the iron ingots right now. Okay, we're actually low on iron, of all things. That's fine. We can fix that. Probably go for a couple. Okay, it's just the one that we can get to right there. Go ahead and go for these ones as well. And make sure that we are... Okay, perfect. We're actually smelting some right now. I'm guessing we've been working on the weaponry and armor and shackles. So... Oh, hold on. Okay, even better news. We can actually make mechanical components. Okay, that's an unexpected surprise, but a welcome one. That must have happened while I wasn't paying attention. Perfect. He has actually got enough anyway. So... There we go. We're going to have our first portcullis going here in a second. Probably actually take 5 so you can go to break and then finish that up later. And a friendly visit. Florence from the Church of the Third Coming. Hey, Florence. And Simon and Eustace are mutual friends. Hooray. Well, the nice thing about a friendly visit is that there's no siege for the moment, so we can be happy about that. Also, why is there... Actually, you know what? The trough out here is probably fine for the animals that wander up here. Okay, 62. Oh, right. We do need to, yeah, probably go ahead and drop all of the summer clothes. You have flimsy winter. We'll let you hold on to that for now. Okay, it looks like the auto-equipping itself works. They're just not dropping the stuff they need to, which, again, odd, but not much we can do about it. Also, interesting. The portcullis is at 0% completion, even though he's working on it. Our portcullis is bugged. That could be really bad, actually. That could be really bad. Maybe if we let him do it on his own, it'll work. Because he's been working on that thing for, I think, about 12, 14 hours. Okay, there we go. Ugh. Okay. Definitely keep... Okay, the game's been getting a little bit buggy, as it turns out. It's fine, because now it's getting built at super light speed. Hooray! I don't think the bedrooms are going to get finished in time for tonight, but tomorrow, Boothbert will have a chamber, which will be great. And we do need to open that up, so go ahead and prioritize that real quick, Dwight. You need to make sure everyone can get back inside. There we go, portcullis. Huzzah. Also, we can probably deconstruct this wooden ladder. We got all the stuff out of here that we needed to. Chances are that wood's just gonna fall in the ravine, which is a bit of a shame, but I'm not too worried about it. It did go up here. Huzzah. And it looks like everyone did equip some good clothing, so we are fine on that. How are we looking on flax, by the way? Or is it linen cloth? Oh, textiles down here. Yeah, linen cloth, we're looking okay. Depending on what we have on stockpile, we might want to start setting up our proper clothing templates. I think we might be at that point now. Yeah, winter clothing, fine, sturdy. Okay, so our first one's going to be, it's cold AF, and that'll be sturdy up to flawless to start off. We'll get everyone over on that, and that means you can drop this flimsy clothing. We'll deconstruct that into something a little bit better. And probably go down to 7 on the stockpile, and let's see. Yeah, right now we're just deconstructing flimsy. I think once this set gets done, we'll probably start looking at maybe trying to get that refined. What's your actual tailoring? Up to 30, right? So you should be able to make good stuff pretty consistently. Also, looks like the chamber's done, so good news, Cuthbold. You have a good place to sleep tonight. I hope you're happy about it. And that does mean, even better news, we can actually go ahead and deconstruct all of these in the morning, and hopefully get the Great Hall underway. Did we get the roof finished, by the way? Okay, good. Also, since there's a weird overlay here, I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to see if maybe making this like a half slant. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, we actually have to build that as a half roof if we want to do that. Unfortunate. I'm not going to rebuild the entire roof just to make it look nicer, at least not at this moment. Might do that eventually, but for now, we'll just leave it as is. Especially because we're halfway into autumn and it's about to get really cold out. Not quite freezing outside yet, so we won't be making ice blocks. How are we looking on the nests? Okay, they are still technically producing, so we might get one more run out of these before they get too cold to produce. Also, it looks like we don't have enough clay, so we might want to actually queue some of that up in the morning to try and get some bricks going. How are we doing on limestone, actually? Up to 300. Okay, so we have been working on that. Good. And we do have a decent amount of dirt if we want to do some terraforming. I don't think we need to do that with the clay quite yet. Oh yeah, we also have this little clay pit that's out in the middle of nowhere to do first. Yeah, go ahead and dig that up. And there we go. We finally have one spare chamber. Hooray. And they got rid of that. So what do we actually need for the Great Hall? One large or medium. We'll definitely go for the large. More chairs, stools, wall decorations, and some torches. We should be able to do that. If we're feeling fancy, we could even go for a stone table. You know what does have more aesthetic value? Go on. I'm not made of stone. There we go. Right there in the middle. And probably go ahead and deconstruct the low tier ones. Actually, before we do that, what kind of chairs do we want? Iron chair, stone. Okay, weirdly enough, the wooden chair is the best one, so we'll go ahead and make sure we keep those. Relocate these ones over and dismantle the wicker and the old wooden table. And let's go ahead and make a third practice dummy for the melee guys. That should be all right. Probably would not be a bad idea to try and make some more merlins for the exterior wall as well. Still not sure how we want the final shape of this one to be. And the follow-up question, do we actually want the prison over here? Because this would be good space for more chambers, that's for sure. How many people do we have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 9. Okay. So we do have room for literally everything for our 10th. So we do have a little bit of free time in case we want to work on something else until our next settler comes in. Focus on the Great Hall and then we'll worry about the rest of it. Definitely make sure that we're working on the stuff we know we can work on. Oh, speaking of, we're gonna need some banners and make sure they're the wall banners because that's what we're going for. Yeah, do one on either side of the doorway should be good. One over here, a couple on either side of this doorway. Probably dismantle these weapon racks. Go for a couple decorative shields, a couple decorative weapons, and we probably won't have any for a while, but let's get some trophies mounted on the wall as well. There we go, that should be plenty, as well as some candle sconces. That should be plenty to get us a nice looking Great Hall, at least to start off. I was gonna relocate these braziers a little bit more to the corners. I think that'll be good. I even want to get a third one for this corner. Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, we need to make room for probably some more entertainment. Right under the stairs, it just fits. Oh, look at that banner. That looks nice. The Heraldry of Windridge. Lovely. Also, follow-up. Since we are actually making trophies now, we should probably try and make some. Let's go ahead and try and keep 3 on the stockpile. Should be okay. And I'll try to make them at least decent-looking trophies, so no domestic animals. We're not going to mount the heads of our enemies, as fun as that would be. I think that'll be okay. Also, shout out to the red currant deciding to grow in the trench. Love that. And there we go. The Great Hall is officially completed, and it is looking pretty great, admittedly. Okay, looks like we have our first role, which is probably going to be the Bard, if I had to guess. Oh, here we go. It's right here up at the top of the stat menu. So yeah, Great Hall, have your own chamber, and speechcraft of 5. And they do stop liking unskilled labor, but that's fine. We also need someone to be chaplain and druid still. And we need prison cells, but we'll also be able to do that. Do we not have anyone that's that devout? Oh, you need to be a zealot, not devout. Okay, so we're pretty close on you. I think we have some people that are close, but it does need to be literally full. Okay, so that will, yeah, we have quite a few people on either side that will be good at that eventually, so we should be able to get those roles in soonish. We do have the prerequisites for it, fortunately. As for our Bard, I would probably just make that Eustace. What else do you do for work? Oh, you are our #1 jailer. You're actually really good at that. Maybe make it our backup, who was at growth, which would be Dwight. He is one of our main gardeners, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't get affected by Bard. It's just the actual unskilled labor. So we might make him the Bard. I'll hold off on making that decision, though. And a couple people train on melee in the back, so it looks like we're actually catching up on quite a bit of work, which is good. That means we have more we can assign. And speaking of, yeah, if we're actually doing good on our crafting, I think we go for a little bit of coal so we can start making some steel, which would be great. In fact, probably go ahead and get that queued up and go below the iron. We want to make sure we have plenty of that. And we'll start with 30. That should get us plenty. We do need to make a lot more iron ingots. Go ahead and go down to 120 on that, as well as getting a little bit more clay. And I think at this point, we actually prioritize mail over the light since we are getting more of that in. Are you still showing gold? I have that turned off. That's weird. Stop doing that, game. You're freaking me out. Oh, follow-up. We can probably go ahead and get some of these advanced healing kits queued up as well. Go down to 5 of those. And go up to 420 on limestone bricks so we can blaze it. Looks like we are doing okay over here on clothing. And I think at this point, I'm going to go ahead and bump the dismantling up to sturdy. And let's actually just go ahead and go down to 5 on each for now. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll probably need to swap our summer clothing over once that gets dismantled. Actually, just because I'm going to forget, not the practice dummies. 5 of those is fine. Yeah, we'll make sure we have enough summer clothing for the season change, and then a little bit of backstock on winter should be fine. I think that's good. Although prioritize the winter because we will need that imminently if we have to dismantle most of it. Probably go 3rd set of javelins and 30 mechanical components, or wooden mechanical components would be good. I think 3 crossbows in the back pocket would also be nice, but it looks like everyone's just about ready to head to bed for the night. Ulrich, go ahead and stop that. We don't need you going all the way out there. You can also go to bed too, it's fine. But I think that's what we'll call it apart for here, ladies and gentlemen. Some pretty good progress on the keep. We actually got the Great Hall up and running just before the end of it, which is great. We've got chambers for everybody, as well as a new infirmary, and we do have one chamber to spare, so whoever comes in next will be well taken care of. And it looks like our visitor already left, so next time we're probably going to be looking at whatever our next random event is. We had a couple good ones back to back, so chances are this one's going to be a little less friendly, but I think we're also in a pretty good position. It looks like we've actually caught up on a lot of crafting, so I think next time we are at the 8th day of autumn, so we probably want to go out and try and get some stuff that we can bring back to base, and then we'll probably go all in on trying to start making some very high quality gear. We also got our portcullis up and running, which is fantastic, and we'll need to go ahead and shore up the defenses in here as well. And of course, since it's the end of autumn, we've got winter coming, which winter is a pretty good time to actually expand, so I think, barring any other concerns that we have, I'm thinking we might want to work on the prison as well as maybe getting our first set of stone walls going. So hopefully y'all are looking forward to that. Until then, thanks for stopping by. See you later.